Do you really need a laptop? You probably already have a monitor, you probably already have a mouse. What you're really gunning for is just this guy. And that's the idea behind the EliteBoard G1a from HP. This entire thing is a computer. Like the Commodore 64 of old, you have the entire system right in this little box. Though I guess the Commodore wasn't exactly little. I'll tell you more about what's actually inside of here when we take a look in just a moment, but I want to just look at the outside. You get a full-sized keyboard, but some kind of small arrow keys. I would have liked it if maybe they could have tried to squeeze in full-sized arrow keys. They're really trying to keep it in the laptop form factor. Like, look at it right here compared to an actual EliteBook. Outside of the numpad, it is quite nearly the same size. Also in the top right, you get a power button. Notice that it's currently glowing. We'll talk about that in a second. That also acts as a fingerprint reader. We get two USB-C ports. One is USB 4, so that's 40 gigabits per second with 65 watt power delivery. And the other one is a 10 gigabit per second port, also with 65 watt power delivery. And they both support DisplayPort out, because the idea is that you're gonna be using this with a docking station, like a monitor with extra ports in it or a desktop KVM type scenario. I would have liked to see a USB-A port so I could have plugged in some of my older peripherals. I don't have a lot of USB-C dongles, but if you want a little bit more I/O, you can get this with an attached USB 4 cable. So you'll have these two ports plus an additional USB 4 for 3. The one's on a port, one's the cable. You know what I mean. And just like that, when it comes to the typing experience of the keyboard, it's honestly a pretty standard chiclet style keyboard that you'd find on any laptop. And I think it's completely serviceable. Maybe I'm a little bit of a freak, but I kind of like the style of laptop keyboards, you know? So if you like the keyboard on your HP laptop, you're gonna like this keyboard because it's basically the same. But the keyboard is not really the interesting part. Let's take a look inside. To get inside, you just have to unscrew these 4 Phillips captive screws. And look at that, there we are. It pretty much looks just like the inside of a laptop. So let's talk about what hardware is in here. The EliteBoard G1a can be configured with up to a Ryzen AI7 350 Pro 8-core processor that's going to be running at about 28 watts. If you're disappointed to not hear about the 400 series being in here, just wait a little bit. That's going to be coming in August later this year. You also have SODIMM memory, so you can upgrade your memory if you want, but you can configure this to come with 64 gigabytes running at 5600 mega transfers per second. This is such a slick little board. I just want to take a moment to admire the design. From the single heat pipe that's handling the CPU to the fan that's going to be pulling in air through the bottom and exhausting it out through these heat sinks in the back. It's also going to be configurable up to Wi-Fi 7 with Bluetooth 6, and you may have noticed this already, but there's a battery. The 32 watt hour replaceable battery in here is going to allow you to get about 3.5 hours of what HP is calling standard productivity. Not really sure what that means, but the cool thing is it'll allow you to unplug from your hot desk, toss it in your backpack, and then when you get home, you can keep working because the hustle never stops. And you'll get 2 days of battery life while this is in hibernation. That's a full weekend, baby. We also get stereo speakers and front-mounted microphones. This is really all you would need. Just bring a display and a mouse. But maybe you're not in a hot desk scenario. Maybe you're in a really not hot desk scenario. Let's talk about gaming. Listen, I'm gonna be real with you, man. Our sponsor for CES, they dropped out. And this is the 3rd time that this has happened. I don't know what they're doing over at these companies, but clearly they need to get their stuff together. Thankfully, dbrand has their stuff together. They were able to swoop in and help us out. So why don't you go help them by buying stuff at thiskeepshappening.com. Consider this a public service announcement. HP gaming stuff is now all branded HyperX. But they're still maintaining the OMEN family, and they just announced their OMEN Max 16 laptop, which can be configured to use up to 300 watts of power when you configure it with up to a 5090 or a top-of-the-line Intel or AMD CPU. Look at the size of this power brick. It's a GAN charger, but because it's 460 watts, it's still freaking huge. But I guess that's just what you need when you have this powerful a laptop. And also, just look at the display. They have a 2.5K 240 Hz OLED, and it looks gorgeous. Naturally, a laptop this size is aiming to be a desktop replacement, so they also provide a display out and an Ethernet jack at the back, as well as 2 USB-A ports. Let's go. But if this seems like a bit much to you, you can get the much slimmer, but still pretty powerful OMEN 15 laptop. Well, this doesn't go to 300 watts. It's stuck at just a already kind of crazy 170 watts. You still get a beautiful 2.8K OLED display, and a 8K polling rate keyboard. And the beautiful displays don't just stop at the laptops. They've also announced beautiful HyperX branded displays. This is the HyperX OMEN OLED 34 display. It's a 34-inch ultra-wide with 360 Hz refresh rate. But if you're craving more frames, then you can take advantage of their 27QS OLED monitor that has a refresh rate of 500 Hz at 1440p. They've also announced updated peripherals, including a mechanical keyboard with a swappable case, new gaming mouse, and they have a fight pad that comes with a swappable transparent faceplate so that you could print your own design and put it on there and have the coolest fight pad at school. Thanks for hanging out with us here at the HP booth at CES. We had so much fun. If you like this video, why don't you check out some of our awesome other CES content, like the video right here.